Hello, welcome back to Guidancy Education channel. In this video, we are going to discuss the science behind the fascinating natural phenomena, the rainbow. Even the thought of rainbow fills us with joy, irrespective of our age. We gaze on and on at the rainbow with wondrous eyes each time it appears on the sky as if we are seeing it for the first time. You might recall that it appears on the eastern horizon during the evening and on the western horizon in the morning. That is, the sun is always behind the observer. There are certain factors deciding its appearance. That is why we don't see the rainbow always. But before we proceed, please watch the video completely, and if it is useful, like the video, share the video and subscribe to my channel. Please press the bell button so that you get intimated as soon as videos are posted. Please leave your comments in the comment box below so that I can know what you think about the video. Thank you very much. Now, let us continue. As I said earlier, rainbows are not visible always. It becomes visible only during certain times. That is, for example, when there is drizzling along with mild sunlight and soon after the rain. What is the speciality of these two occasions? It is that at that time the atmosphere will have lots of water droplets or water vapor in several layers or rows. In the diagram, I have shown only what happens in one water droplet. This is water drop. This is the display of colors. So let us note down the condition. One more condition, sun should be behind the observer. Each water droplet behaves like a tiny prism. We have seen that when light passes through a prism, depending upon the angle of incidence and other details, it undergoes deviation, refraction, or sometimes it may undergo total internal reflection and dispersion. So, rainbow is the result of all the three processes taking place. What are the processes? Dispersion, refraction, and total internal reflection. It is a combination of these three processes that result in the display of this rainbow. The diagram which I have drawn is only diagrammatic. Now let us try to understand the diagram. A beam of light strikes the water droplet and at the point of incidence it undergoes dispersion and refraction. Red at the top and violet at the bottom. The ray passes on and strikes the inner surface on the opposite side and undergoes total internal reflection. What is the condition for total internal reflection? The angle of incidence should be greater than the critical angle. The critical angle for water droplet is 48 degrees. I have used C as the symbol for critical angle. So if the incident light has an angle greater than this, it undergoes total internal reflection. The various colors which are formed as a result of dispersion suffers total internal reflection and emerges out from the water droplet. At the point of emergence, it again undergoes refraction. While it is refracted, different colors form a cone while it reaches the eye of the observer. That is because of the different angle in which they are emerging out. Red color emerges at about 42 degrees and violet color emerges at about 40 degrees to the horizontal level of the observer. It is the formation of this cone that results in the arc-like formation. In the rainbow, we see the different colors in the form of arcs one inside the other with red on the top and violet on the inside. The reason for the formation of this arc-like appearance is due to the fact that the emergent colors form a cone on the observer's eye. This is because of the fact that each color reaches the eye at different angles to the horizontal level of the observer's eye. As you know, the rainbow is a virtual image So how do we represent that virtual image? We just extend the rays that reach the eye backward in order to get the image. So that is what is done here. I hope the diagram is clear. All these different colors may not be visible always when rainbows are formed. The reason is due to the difference in the amount of these various processes taking place during formation of the rainbow. We see the sequence of the colors ranging from red on the outside and violet on the inside. This kind of a rainbow is primary rainbow. Sometimes a secondary rainbow may be formed external to this, that is to the outside of this, with the sequence of color reversed. We will see that. Let us see details of secondary rainbow. Secondary rainbow is seen external to the primary rainbow. What are the processes that take place during formation of secondary rainbow? Secondary rainbow also becomes visible during drizzling and soon after rain. All those conditions are common for secondary rainbow and primary rainbow. The mechanism only is slightly different. This is the incident light, this is the water droplet. As it enters the water droplet, it undergoes refraction and dispersion and strikes one end of the inner surface of the water droplet. From there, it undergoes total internal reflection and strikes another point on the inner surface of the water. There also, it undergoes total internal reflection. So, dispersion has occurred at this point. Refraction also has occurred at this point. Total internal reflection takes place here. Total internal reflection takes place at this point also, and then it reaches this point. All the colors get totally reflected in this way, and then it emerges out. While it is emerging out, the red ray emerges at 50 degrees to the horizontal level of the eye, and the violet ray emerges at 53 degrees to the horizontal line of the eye of the observer. So this cone is responsible here also for the formation of arc-like concentric colors here in the sky. So in short, we find two refractions, two total internal reflection and one dispersion. Since the angle in which these rays reach the eye is different, there is an inversion in the color sequence in the rainbow. Red is seen at the bottom and violet is seen on the top. In the case of primary rainbow, red deviated more and violet deviated less. Here it is just the reverse. The secondary rainbow is subtended at about 52 degrees to the eye of the observer. Okay. Now let us compare this primary rainbow and secondary rainbow. What are the features studied? Brightness, order of colors, relative location, number of total internal reflections, number of refraction, number of dispersion. For primary rainbow, it is quite bright, but secondary is less bright. The order of colors is from outer red to inner violet and secondary outer violet to inner red. The location of primary rainbow is inside the secondary, inner to the secondary, and the secondary is seen outside the primary. Number of total internal reflection is 1 for primary and 2 for secondary. Number of refractions is 2 for both primary and secondary. Number of dispersion is 1 for both primary and secondary. I hope these points are clear. We will meet in the next video, the next topic. Thank you.